I hope Hasbro puts the budget into the paint to have those skeletons and the skull and stuff. That's
Yeah, you over here trying to spend my money again.
I'm just stating facts.
I'm I'm all over this. Well, I'm already getting it, so I'm just excited. I still am kind of like giddy over here about it, and
I really like that chicken holding a gun.
I hate the pose that the Soundwave is in. He looks bow-legged, like he just finished riding a horse. $100.
$325.
Holy!
Welcome back, BVC fans. As always, I'm James the Con.
And I'm Bobby the Bot.
And we have a new round of news. And before we get into it, we want to say thank you again to everybody that has subscribed. We really appreciate it. But if you haven't, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you could go along with this journey with us. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that like button and let us know if you like what we're doing here. So let's get into these things. And we're going to start off with some leaks. Now, Bobby, did you see any of the leaks?
I must be honest, I don't think I've seen anything today.
All right. Well, you're not missing much. This is a first look at a possible Transformers Christmas 2023 repacks. So it looks like they're just getting some random Transformers and putting it in a stocking. I still think it is worth talking about because if I had, say, a 4-year-old, I would get this for them.
I think since I do have a 4-year-old, I actually might pick this up for her.
Depending on the price. I mean, I think that's a big factor there.
Probably
but
20,
I think this is really cool.
Bucks.
Yeah, for a parent that knows nothing about Transformers and wants to get their kid something unique, I think this would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like a kid starter pack.
Yeah, exactly. So then they could watch our show.
Exactly.
All right, so let's get into the actual fun leaks. So there's quite a bit of them. I didn't put all of them up here, but I put a few of them. So the first one is the Transformer Generation Legacy Star Seekers. So I think that's Walmart's subline of next year. And they're going to be doing Cannonball. That was already leaked. That is the figure, the black SUV. And I don't know if you remember this. You probably do. But the Duncan from the customizing class actually did this figure, but with skids, and I think that's what it's going to be, honestly.
I do too. I really do.
I hope Hasbro puts the budget into the paint to have those skeletons and the skull and stuff. That's very iconic of this character. He's not very iconic character, but that's iconic of the character. And if it doesn't have those, I would be completely out because that is the best thing about this figure.
I could see this being your favorite figure as well, as much as you like skulls and stuff like that. So
I wouldn't say favorite figure, but I think I would pick it up.
Yeah.
So I know you'll probably pick it up too, even though you say you won't. Next, we've got Masterpiece Movie Brawl, who's peeking at the bottom. I'm very happy to all of you that want the 2007 movie figures in Masterpiece form. I'm sure, like the other ones, it will look great for what it is.
I will be passing on this, but I totally agree with you.
Yeah. Next, we have something that you're going to buy, and that is a G.I. Joe and Transformers crossover of Sergeant Kump as Triple T with Sergeant Slaughter and Leatherneck. So I guess they're going to be doing a fight, because isn't Leatherneck a bad guy? He's a Cobra. I'm not well versed in it. So.
I'm not well versed in G.I. Joe either, so I have no idea. I'm curious of how they're going to make Kup into this vehicle.
Those treads are just going to be hanging off his back.
I'm really looking forward to seeing this, and I will be picking it up, but I am very curious to see what it looks like.
I'm curious to see what it looks like as well, but I am completely out. I think they're overpriced, and like the movie figures that we looked at, yesterday, as you guys watch this, they really suffer from being too much like the vehicle instead of having some freedom to where they can make the robot mode look good. like the concept Megatron. Wow, go watch our video that came out yesterday. It's very pertinent to what I just said. Okay, so those are all the pictures I have. There are a few more. They also showed off that they're going to be doing, I guess the PCon, I guess means PulseCon, Dino King. So I'm assuming it's going to be a repaint, remold of those Dino bots as Dino King. Everybody knew that that's what it was going to be when Grimlock was not the chest.
Exactly.
Hopefully they add some hands and feet and stuff to make it look better. But I'll probably be skipping on that regardless. I have the Fans Project one, and I even regret buying that. So I'm good with that. I know that's something that you can't wait to pick up because you really like those molds.
Nope, you're already halfway there with getting
halfway there. I think a joke gift doesn't count. Next, we have Transformers Generations Leader Optimus Prime and Autobot Bullseye. So this is going to be a Target collab or exclusive. So does that mean Bullseye is going to be the dog Bullseye? And it's going to be like a Transformer? Because I would probably buy that. Not going to lie. I think it's just going to be like a Cheetor repaint that they repainted white with red. You know what I mean?
Maybe one of those little
weaponizers or
weaponizers,
something.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what it is. It's going to replace the previous Bumblebee Studio Series Leader reissue, which is Grimlock, I think, at the moment. So we'll see. I don't want a weird Optimus Prime, though. So I might buy it, give you the Optimus Prime, and take the Bullseye for myself. And then
that might be something.
Send a Zell thing, $55 to you.
55 cents.
All right. And lastly, the least interesting thing to me and you, and I think a lot of the people watching, Rescue Bots for the kids has Transformers Classic, Heroes Team, Optimus Primal, and Mirage. So that's cool. Glad the kids are getting some Primal and Mirage action, but I don't think either of us would pick that up.
I think you're 100% correct on that as well.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to what's just announced. First thing is, so there's Transformers Beast Wars stickers line in Japan. And I had to look this up. I guess it's to use in an app called Line, which is similar to WhatsApp. So they're not stickers. They're stickers for your app.
For your app.
I kind of want them. I'm even okay with the Japanese on there. If we had them, you'd be getting a lot of texts.
Oh gosh.
And you'd be like, what does that mean? And I'd say, I really don't know.
I know. Google Translate.
Exactly.
Yeah, this would be a look at that. You just got a text.
Yeah. So I guess that's the Japanese people telling me to go and pick this up because they want to see me have it.
There's a sticker right there. Yeah.
I like them though. They're so stupid and meme worthy that I would buy stickers of these things to put on my computer.
Yeah. Well, this is right up your alley with the Beast Wars figures, and characters, I should say. So I would pass on these. I mean, I'd get a speeding ticket. I'd pass on these so fast. So I think, for those who like it, I think it's a great opportunity. If they did it in G1, I probably would be more inclined to look at it. But
well, I mean, I don't think we can use the app in the US, so I don't think it matters.
Oh, that's true too. Well, if it was on WhatsApp, so
yeah. Well, I don't. Do you use WhatsApp?
I do.
Oh, okay. I don't. So
yeah, my travel.
Well, if they did, I would have to start using it just for those. Next, we've got a restock of the Lewin Resources, Lewin 01 Atlas Optimus Prime. I guess this is a limited edition version. This is the really big MP10. I think it's like 2 feet tall, 2.5 feet tall. Do you have this? And if not, why don't you pick this up?
I do not have it. I'm looking at it, wondering if I should pick it up.
If you're having a Prime shelf, like you've said in previous episodes, you should be picking this up.
Well, there's been a couple of hiccups with my Prime shelf, and only based off the shelf I'm using, or the cabinet, I should say, I'm using, the there's certain height requirements between shelves, so it's either
take in vehicle mode,
take off the shelf, or and lose a whole row of figures potentially. But maybe vehicle mode is an idea. So
I think you would be very disappointed if you didn't get this, and then they stopped making it.
Yeah, you over here trying to spend my money again.
I'm just stating facts.
I'm looking at it. It looks really good. So there is a possibility that I pick this up.
All right, you know what that means, fans. Wait to see a video of him unboxing it. Next, we've got G Creations Knight Optimus Prime. They're doing the black and the normal version. So these don't transform, and these are meant to go with that Grimlock that's coming out, and like he rides the back like in the movie. They're only $17, which isn't bad, but I have no need for them. But I'm sure there are people out there that want them.
$17 isn't bad at all. I don't like this figure, or this version of Prime, so this is easy for me to pass on, but that's a good price, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Nemesis Prime does look cool with all the teal flames and stuff, but again, I passed on the transforming version. I'll pass on this one.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go into something that's a little kind of caught me off guard. And I was actually thinking this. So we've covered a figure a lot in the past few weeks, and I thought about it today. I'm like, it's missing a few add-on figures. And I'm like, why doesn't it come with those? Because when I get a Metro Titan, I want an orange car and a Metro gun. And sure enough, they showed these off. So this is Siyang Cultures. Again, YC001, Vladislavostok. I probably butchered that. I am not good with Russian. I guess, I'm assuming that's Russian. So these are the companion figures, which I think this is Scamper. Am I correct?
Yes.
So looks really good for what it is. It's very tiny. Again, I wanted in orange to go with Metro Titan, but I can see you being happy that it will be in black.
I'm all over this. I'm already getting it, so I'm just excited. I still am kind of like giddy over here about it, and I was so excited about the Metroplex that I did forget about Scamper and Six Shot and stuff. So,
well, what's funny is just earlier today I was thinking, I'm like, I need to mention that when we look at pictures of this thing, because I know there's new pictures out, and then I saw this and I was like, oh well, never mind. Yeah. And obviously here's Six Gun. Again, I want it in white and blue, but you can have it in white and red first. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I don't understand the torso mode when it's like, what is that? But other than that, it looks good.
It's a tower. You're talking about when it's separated?
Yes.
Yes, it's a tower on right next to the helipad of Metroplex. So
okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Now, aren't they missing somebody? Isn't there supposed to be Slammer, which is the tank?
The tank, yes.
Yeah. So, well, I guess you could always get your one from, what was it, Kingdom? And put it with it. I like that figure.
I actually do as well.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into some updates. So there's a lot of Hasbro. Now, we did talk about the fan stream already in a previous video. We're going to touch on a few of those figures because they showed off some other things, but let's get into it. First is the best Hasbro figure that I think is going to be coming out this year, and that is Haslab Deszaras. I really like that chicken holding a gun. I think that is so cool, and he might be in that pose on my desk. That just looks so stupid. I love it. We got a few slides. Is there anything you want to say about these two pictures?
Well, I'm glad that the chain, which I've been mentioning, looks like it can bend. So that looks really, really cool, him holding the ball and chain.
So I have a question. When you say bend, do you mean like have a wire to where you could bend it, or just a loose chain?
Loose chain. I mean,
I have been confused this whole time when you said that. I thought you meant you thought it could bend like it had a wire and it could be posable.
No. I was just.
Oh, that's why I was like, you sure about that, Bobby? But
Yes.
okay, yeah, I agree with you. It's a loose chain. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Because sometimes they come and it's just a stiff piece, it's just plastic that's molded, and that's all it is. And so I'm happy that it is a loose chain.
Me too. And it does look like they made that plastic not a straight gray, but kind of a silvery gray, which I am happy that they did that. And because there was conflicting reports when it was first shown off, it was a bright, shiny silver, which looked really good. But I think that was a hand painted sample. And then they showed off a flat gray, which was not so good. And then this one's in the middle, and I'm okay with that.
I love the colors. I love the gold on his chest. It's looking really, really good.
It is. And something that we haven't been talking about are the mini bots that come with him. So they didn't show off the boat in the boat mode, but they did show both of the ambulance. I don't know their names. But they look pretty cool. I like them. I always like these little guys. I'm glad that we'll be getting them. I'm kind of sad I don't have the other two from Victory Saber, but I'm okay with that because I'd rather have that blue boat more than any of the other ones because I like boat Transformers because they're rare.
I can see. Yeah, that's true. I'm happy we're getting them.
But you could care less. I heard it. I heard you starting to say that.
My inner monologue started before,
Yeah, they look good for what they are. Again, like you, if they left them out, I probably wouldn't have minded. But I'm glad we're getting them because why not?
Yeah, exactly. I love getting when something fully funds and you get unlock all the extra tiers. It makes me feel like I've accomplished something.
Yes, you definitely did. And next, I couldn't leave out this throne picture. Is this how he's going to be on your collection?
So I have a couple of them coming. So, I think I'm going to have options. Definitely, I think he'll be sitting on his throne.
In one of them.
In one of them. Yeah. I definitely think that.
I think it looks cool.
I do too.
Yeah. He probably won't be sitting on his throne and with mine because us common folk over here only got one of them. So
we're all common folk over here.
No, yeah, okay. All right, Mr. Preorder. Okay, let's move on. So we already talked about the Transformers Reactivate, but I thought, why not throw them in? And I wanted to put these pictures in particularly because I think it's so funny that they stretched out the Soundwave and the Bumblebee to be the same size as the Voyager class figures. I don't understand it. It's clear and obvious they did that. And it's kind of lying when you think about it because they're saying they're the same size, but they're not. But yeah, so I put these in, and the one that we saw that was brand new that we haven't seen any leaks of was the Soundwave. Anything you want to say about this, just in case people are going to go watch our video after this because they didn't know it came out.
I hate the pose that the Soundwave is in. He looks bow-legged, like he just finished riding a horse and jumped off. Those legs just are so skinny. It just doesn't sit right with me. So, this is gonna be an easy pass on the Soundwave. I think. I do like the alt mode. The alt mode is really growing on me, and I love the color.
I think the black works on this figure in the alt mode versus the Starscream. This is more uniform, at least it looks. I don't know, maybe the other side's all messed up, but this one looks more uniform and it looks okay. I can tell a lot of cool stuff is happening with the transformation, with the Soundwave. It is not just, some of the other ones with 10 steps. There's some thought going on into this. It has wrist swivels. It looks like it has ankle tilts. It looks like it has everything that I want out of articulation. So that makes me very interested. That being said, I will probably wait for the real color.
Oh, I thought you were changing your tune here.
No. I did a little bit. After looking at it more close up with these product images and not seeing it on the stream, it looks better than I originally thought. It is still too small to be Soundwave, though. I always have seen Soundwave as bigger than Starscream. I could be completely wrong in my thinking. maybe they're the same height, but I always have seen him bigger and more imposing. Well, anybody's more imposing than Starscream, but I think that he should have been a Voyager, not a deluxe. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is a Voyager, but it looked like he was shorter than that Optimus.
I'm trying to think about my G1 shelf, and I can't picture him. So I don't know. A couple of things that I do like about the Soundwave is the alt mode. The alt mode looks really, really good. I just noticed the armored windshield. I like that aspect of it. Again, the legs, I could see DNA coming out with like some leg upgrades or something like that, but I love the color. The color is growing on me. It's really, really growing on me, actually.
Yeah, and hopefully these figures are going to be amazing, and it'll get me back into Hasbro because I really want that. I want to support them, but they haven't shown off anything that I really want to. So hopefully this will change it. Let's move on. And in Japan, they showed off some of the Legacy United and Studio Series figures. So here we have Mohawk and Rumble or Frenzy. I don't remember which one they called this one. I hate that those Decepticon insignias are upside down. Were you just thinking that too?
As soon as you turned it on, that's why I was just like this.
Yeah. I don't understand it. Maybe it makes sense in alt mode. That Mohawk, again, looks very interesting. Neither of us are going to go pick it up. Go watch the video that we talked about it yesterday with, because, that's Tiny Bruticus to me.
I am... I hate this figure. I do. There's so many things that I don't like about this figure. I mean, the pile drivers don't touch the ground. The insignia is upside down. It looks like Bruticus. I like the color blue. That's about the only thing I like about it. I don't like the transformation, whatever it is that it turns into, whatever. I just... Again, I understand this is, when you say concept, since this is a concept character, this is the concept character from 1979 before Transformers came out, and they were like, hey, we're going to create a figure, and this is what it came out with, and then they improved on it and made Rumble. This is not something you come out with now. Okay,
well, you get in your feelings, Bobby.
I'm so upset about this.
And let's get into next one, which is Snarl or Tasmania Kid, whatever they call him, and that Starscream. That Starscream looks extra chunky in this picture. Like, he has, like, I don't know if it's mistransformed, but he has like a, the gut that comes down from the orange.
The Homer Simpson.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to say too much about that. The Snarl looks a lot better in this angle. I'm still going to be skipping out on it, though, because I have the original, and I like the original.
Those hands are bothering me. And the right hand in particular, it looks like it's falling. Like it's so big, it doesn't want to stay up. It looks like
I think he's supposed to have like his fist like that, you know what I mean? But he doesn't have fists. If they would have given him fists, I probably would have picked this up. I mean, that wouldn't work because they're the back legs, but you get me.
Yeah, those. Ooh, that's a hand for you right there.
So the next two slides, I have two that I'm gonna get first, and then two that you're gonna get. Because we've already talked about this on the show. So the first that I think I'm going to get that Tiger Hawk. It looks really good in this picture. I'm surprised I'm not getting that Boulder Crash or whatever it is. I didn't realize he was in the picture. Ignore that. Really but I also think I'm going to get that Galvatron because it, again, looks really, really nice. And it'll look good at my work desk.
I will be picking up the Galvatron.
Yeah. So let's move on to what Bobby's going to be picking up. First, we have what's his name? Thunder. I forgot the lion pirate, because I know you want that. And then for your Optimus Prime shelf, you're going to be getting the animated Optimus Prime, right?
Negative.
No.
Don't act surprised.
Why not?
That
you have a whole Optimus Prime shelf. You need some representation.
I will have a whole bunch of representation of Optimus Prime that doesn't look like this.
All right. The real slide is this one where we have Scrap Heap or whatever. You're gonna be getting these two.
I will be getting these two. I think I have settled in on definitely getting the pirate.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
And let me make a statement. It's if I see Thunderhawk or Tigerhawk in stores.
Yes, I am.
I'm not pre-ordering it. If I don't see it in stores, oh well. Yeah.
I like that caveat because that applies over here as well.
Yeah.
And honestly,
right.
The Junkion's head doesn't look as big in this picture.
What was up with that? And the cult face looks like a different color than both of them.
Yes.
So, and this was in a camera store. This was at the Yodobashi camera store in Akihabara, Japan. I don't know why a camera store has Transformers, but that's really cool. So it's obviously a different sample than the one we saw yesterday for you guys, in that live stream.
Yes. I like this version right here. Hopefully it looks like this.
Yeah, so. All right, moving on, we've got Transformer X Stranger Things Code Red in-hand images. And it doesn't look horrible. It is a VW van, and it is a better version of a VW van than Pablo Studio Series. I'll say that. I might pick this up. Why don't you go first?
Well, okay, so two things. When you say you might pick this up, are you talking about?
I'll explain in a bit. You go first.
Okay, I think I know why, but I can say this, and this is bad. If it came with that swirling fire thing behind it, I would pick this up.
I was kind of disappointed when I looked it up, and that was from Marvel Legend Doctor Strange. Because all the pictures had this, and I'm like, ooh, that's cool. I'm like, ooh, that actually looks kind of sick.
And honestly, the little microphone on his
doesn't look bad. Yeah,
doesn't look bad. So, I didn't notice that before.
So now with me, I will be picking this figure up. My grandmother watches the show. Shout out to you, Oma. Thank you for watching. Said she liked this figure, and she is going to be buying it for me to review on this channel, so stay tuned. I will do that when it comes out. So it is pre-ordered, and I will get it. I'm surprised you're not getting it because of the box. I thought you would be all in just seeing this box. You wanted to buy that Chinese dragon transformer, which is way further away from something that you would like versus this. And it's really cool because the grease stains, if you look, are actual different things. There's like an Autobot symbol and some other things, I'm assuming, that go with Stranger Things in there.
Yeah, it looks like a clock. Yeah. Just like that that dragon box, I didn't buy that either, or I'm not buying that either. I like it, and
you said you'd buy it for the box. So
I would buy it for the box. No, you're right. I would buy it for the box, but I'm not buying it. So, coulda, woulda, shoulda. I am so this was something. If the price drops, I possibly will get it. But as it stands right now,
yeah, I got it with 15% off or 25% off a toy, or 15%. It was 15% off a toy, and then I got it with another 5% off with my red card. So it was like $35 when all was said and done, which was much more acceptable to me.
I forgot about that. Is that sale still going on?
I don't know. So I think you should do it just for the box alone. All right. Well, let's move into other things that Bobby has to get. We got a restock on Dr. Wu's Tactical Commander, both the toy version and the Diaclone version. So he really, really liked that Sandstorm. I was okay with it, but I've had better figures in the past, but he loved it. It was his favorite figure of the year, probably. I think you should go ahead and pick these up as well. He's going to be very lonely without them.
Honestly, I was looking for the Ultra Magnus, and it was sold out.
Well, now it's restocked.
But since I got the McFans version,
oh yeah,
I may look at the Diaclone one.
I think you should get both of them.
No, you're pushing it now.
You should get the Shattered Glass Optimus colors too. That one looks really nice.
I'll take another look at these and see.
Those might be out of stock still. I don't know.
They are.
The one that tempts me is the Nemesis colors. One, I'm a Nemesis collector, but two, one of my first. No, never mind. Not one of my first. My first third-party figure was the Fans Project armor in Nemesis colors for the Optimus Prime. So it became like a Nemesis. What's that called? A Nemesis Ultra Magnus. So I haven't seen one before, and Dr. Wu's the only one that came out, but still, I don't know if I want it. I know that sounds bad, but it's the truth.
Well, I saw a video on this, when they first came out, and I actually liked the way they transformed. I liked the way they looked. So I have to check the price again and see I can use some of my Hasbro budget.
There you go. Next, we've got APC Toys Galaxy Mob Air Force, the purple version. So here you go. All of you Prime fans, you can get this. I was very happy that everybody was able to educate me on why the car looks like that during the last video. I guess they said two reasons. The in-universe reasons is they learned how to fly. So it makes sense that the cars, they put wings on it and they flew instead of having their own jets. But the second real world reason is they didn't have enough money for a whole new 3D render, which also makes sense, and I understand. Either which way, I think this guy looks fine. He's very much a figure of his time, of 2011, 2010, somewhere around there. But he looks good. I like the new head. I am confused because all the pictures show one with wheels as well. And I don't know if you could swap pieces out or if it comes with a separate figure that's the normal car version, or if people are just throwing that in for, pictures. I don't know. But I do know it comes with this and it looks okay.
I really like the purple on this.
Uh-oh.
I'm not getting it.
It's like $30. He's going to get it.
That's not bad. I don't have a connection with Prime at all. I mean, I watched
You watched it.
I did. I was gonna say I watched the show, but I didn't pick up any of the characters or any of the figures at the time. So I do like the color. It's a very nice purple on them, but this wouldn't be my first dabble in it if I did decide to go start collecting Prime, which so far I'm not thinking about it.
Yeah. So it looks good. But I think I said on a previous episode, I have like 4 of the car ones from back in the day, so I'm good on Viacons.
Yeah.
All right, next we've got DNA Designs Dinobots. So they actually... No, don't do that, Bobby. DNA did a great thing. So they listened to complaints and they said, we've heard your requests and have done their best to fulfill them. We've made some adjustments and improvements to the new patch accessories for their Dinobot set. We hope everyone will enjoy these modded accessories. They're not changing the selling price and they appreciate the continued support. So that's really cool that they're listening to fans. And it's just some filler pieces that they added, which honestly change the look of that middle or that figure. I forget which one he is. Is it Sludge? Sludge, right? Okay. It really makes him look a lot better without having those gaps. And the butt of the figure, I'm kind of about because, you don't see it from behind. I wouldn't be displaying it from behind, but these are Dinobots. Or is that the front?
It looks like, I think it's the back.
I think it's the back as well. I saw that gold head and I thought maybe that was the Triceratops, but I think that's actually Sludge right there. So, but it's cool that they actually listened to the fans and are adjusting it as well.
I mean, I agree with you. It's just that it's just a terrible figure. So it's just, I mean,
Hey, I'm not talking about the figure quality. I'm talking about how cool DNA is.
it is, and I appreciate DNA. I've bought a couple of their kits, which are great. So I appreciate them listening to the fans. I wish Hasbro would have listened to the fans and not made this. But I mean, I don't. Oh,
The knees on the sludge is what kills me. Is they're connected to the leg on the side instead of like his actual knee. Anyways, let's not get into that.
yeah.
That's not what we're talking about.
Okay.
Let's move on. And we've got Render Forms RF028 Madame Fracture upgrade head is now available for pre-order. And I am happy to say it looks like he fixed the colors on the green. It actually looks more similar to the green. I don't think it's going to be exact.
Right.
I haven't looked up the price. I should have done that. Why don't we take a quick break, and I'm going to look up the price, and we'll be right back. All right. Well, I looked up the price, and it is $17 for a head. So I am out, but they look really good.
Wait. You said a head?
1.7 for one head.
Oh. I thought it was coming like, the whole whatever I think it was like 6 different options or something like that, or 4 different.
I
options.
mean, I will check once again.
I
double check that I'm giving you the right.
I believe you because I didn't look up the price either. But just from what we were talking about when we were, on previous episodes, we saw multiple heads, and I just thought it was multiple heads, and I was thinking
they're limited edition of 25. That's why
he made 25 heads.
25 of each.
25 of each.
So there's 25 Death Apples, Sinister Milkshakes, Watermelon Havoc, and Pink Lemonades. So he named. There's actually 4 different color waves.
Okay, that's what. Okay, so I couldn't remember if it was 4 or 6. So I thought it was going to be you would buy all 4, or you would get all 4, and I was thinking $25 for all 4. But you're saying $17 a piece.
Yeah, and I met Aziz, who's the he runs Render Form, and he's a really cool guy. So I'm assuming the costs are just high to produce these things, and actually make any profit. I don't blame him. But if there's only 25 of them, I think I will let somebody who really wants one get them.
So you know what that means?
You bought a second figure, so you might as well pick one up.
This might be going back to the store. That's what that means to me.
It looks really good, but I think we've talked about this in the past. I'm over upgrade sets. The Bludgeon one tempted me recently. It looked really, really nice, but I held my ground, and I think I'm going to hold my ground with this one as well. Now, if we're at TFCon, right, and we see him and he has one, then I might pick it up, but not online.
Oh, man. It was fun spending a couple of days with you.
I'll just get it.
Buy it. I'll put
go
it
ahead.
on.
I know, that's what I'm telling you.
You buy it.
Next, we've got Touch Toys J35C Carefree. And this is that one Bayverse, but not Bayverse. And I want to say this alt mode, especially in these pictures, which I know it's a lot of editing, is spectacular. It looks really nice. But I watched the transformation video on this thing, and it looks like the worst figure to transform. I hate those knee pads, and I really don't like all of the Bayverse type of stylings in the robot mode. So I was out before, I'm still out, but I just wanted to commend them. Probably because it's licensed, but this is an amazing looking alt mode.
I have this pre-ordered. I also watched the transformation video, and wow, it's a lot going on. I also do not like those knee pads. I don't know if I'm going to stay in on this. I love the alt mode, as you said, it's supreme. It's amazing looking, and I don't know. I can't remember if the full price has been announced yet.
I don't think so.
I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, for a figure that I just like the alt mode on, I'd rather just go get a model of that alt mode. If if I'm never going to transform it, and I wouldn't do that, so I don't do that. But this figure, I don't like that bot mode, and I've been saying that since they showed it off. I'm pretty sure.
You've been very consistent with it, and I don't know.
I think the price is going to determine it for you.
I think so too. If it's like 120, I'll probably keep it. If we're talking about 150, 165, something like that, it's going to be a no-go.
Yeah. Well, I think you need to get this too because your wife likes this figure. This is Metagate's G05 Red Fantasy, aka Shatter, and the price isn't out on this either, but the more I look at that car mode, the worse it looks. Like, it has so much stuff underneath it that it didn't look like it had before. Am I wrong?
I never looked at this to pick it up. I know you were in on this.
I was tentatively in on this, and I think I might be out. This would have to be like $100, 90 to $100 for me to pick up at this point. Yeah, who knows? I might still pick it up. I'm just a little disappointed in that car mode. And I did watch the transformation. I think Mang Motion had it going into car mode, or car mode to bot mode, one of those. And it didn't look fun. And I've said it on this channel before, I want fun transformations that I want to go sit on my couch and do while I'm watching a movie. And this ain't it. So I might still be out on it, but part of me is like, it's Angela Bassett as a Transformer. You need to buy it.
Ooh, I love Angela Bassett.
Yeah, that's the part that's like, buy it. You need it. And the other part of me is like, look at that car mode. So
I think the jet mode looks good. The plane looks good.
Yeah.
I just don't think. And you're right. My wife does like this figure. She thought it was really good looking. Maybe I'll have her buy it.
Okay.
You all like right. It, you buy
it. On that note, let's move on to what's incoming. First thing is Iron Factory EX64D Dynamite Wrangler. I love that name. It's Outback. And I really like this. It's just too small. It's way too small. Some of the blockiness, if it was rounded on a few places, I think it'd look better. But Outback, it was always the one I liked. Shouldn't surprise people. I like my repaints versus the originals. And I really like it. I have no place to put it because it's so tiny.
Yeah, I don't. It's okay. This would not be one of those figures I would dabble in. It's okay.
Yeah. I'd dabble in it if it was 5-6 inches tall. For $50. If it was any more, I probably wouldn't get it.
Not looking.
How much do you think this is?
Probably.
So 40, it's 3.5 inches tall.
Probably $40.
You're right on the money. So I think it's fine. Inch per $10. I've done worse before, and I know you've done a lot worse before. So
I have.
Again, from Metagate, we have Brave Warrior, and they really messed up on this one because I would have picked this up for my Cryotech shelf with the colors and everything if it wasn't for this face. This kills the whole thing for me. I'm not repainting it. I don't care. I know that was probably going to be your next thing coming out of your mouth.
Nope.
I hate this head.
I don't like that expression.
I don't like the flesh tone with the pupils. Because when he transforms, he breaks every bone in his body and rips all his flesh off. That's all I would see. Because if a human, if you're going to fold into a car, you'd be dead, you know. So
I look at it as a pretender, and
I didn't think about that, but I still couldn't. I can't. No.
I don't like the facial expression. I actually have been contemplating picking this one up.
This one, really? Is it because of this?
Yes.
This does look very nice.
I love that car. And honestly, I looked at the black and red one again, and I just don't like the head on that one at all.
Me too. The superhuman Bayverse faces with all the little mechanical details don't do it for me.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm perfectly happy for anybody that loves that. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there. But personally, they don't work for me. Yeah, I wish it had the bludgeon head with the skull. That would have been kind of cool.
But the reason I was thinking about getting this one is because even though it has the human face, the mask covers that up, so it's not as like that. It looks more like a ninja, I guess.
I think it's supposed to be like a Chinese warrior.
You know, and I don't, you know, typically like, again, I say it all the time, I don't typically like the samurai figures and stuff like that. But I hate pretenders as well. However, I potentially could get over it with this head. It's not as bad. And
I'm giving you that look.
And I'm getting an amazing car.
I'm giving you that look because you know how many times you've said, I don't like samurais, but
I don't.
During the course of the show.
I only have one. Make sure. I only have one. And that was that boat.
Well, I know you're buying it for this as well. Because I'm sure you really like this helicopter mode, and it's probably going to be displayed like this in your collection.
You know what's really funny? This one doesn't look as bad as all the others.
I think the black one looked the best.
The black one,
because everything molded together, and it was, you know,
I couldn't tell what was going on. It just looked like somebody crumbled up their toy and got pissed trying to transform it and threw it on the ground. At least
and this don't.
It from this view right here, I can see the windshield, which I couldn't see before, or I don't remember seeing before. Before I even defend this, I hate this mode. This looks terrible. So I'm not defending it for that. It still looks terrible, and it would never see the light of day if I have this figure. But I actually see remnants of something different. I actually see a windshield. I didn't see that in the other one. Again, it looks terrible still, but I would be getting this for the car mode and potentially, you know, the transformation to bot mode.
All right. Well, we'll have to wait to see that in his collection, but what I think he's really waiting for is Seagame Culture's YC001 Vladivostok. And before we go, I think this is a wind blade that has been customized. So it does not come painted. I think it comes in clear red plastic. So how excited are you for this?
I'm just like counting down to when this figure comes. It looks amazing.
It does. I didn't realize how small it was with that masterpiece Bumblebee right there. It's tiny.
It's I think 17 inches, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, but that's really small. I know I saw a few comments saying they're out on this because of how small it is. And I don't blame them after seeing that. If you're not a Legends collector, I know Bobby is a Legends dabbler, certified low-key Legends collector. So I think this works for him, but I don't know. I would get it for Metro Titan, and I have a whole head canon on why he's that small, because he's not a city for Transformers. He's a city for another race of aliens, but that's just my head canon to make sense of it. And here it is next to Trypticon. As you can see, he is still really tiny. And next to Scorponok and Omega Supreme. And honestly, he's smaller than the other one that I have, the other Metro Titan that I have.
What is it? Make Toys?
Wow, that's crazy. The Make Toys one. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I have him next to Black Zarak on my shelf. Huh. I thought he was going to be bigger than that guy. So in that case, now that I realize that, I am out on the Metro Titan as well. I thought it was going to be bigger than that guy and I could replace him with this figure. But now that I can't, I'm out on him.
Yeah, I'm still in, and I will pick this one up and then go to the other extreme. And whenever that 4-foot one comes out, I'll have that one as well. So this is going to be, I think next year is going to be the year of the Metroplex potentially.
Yep. And then you'll also pick up that other one that they're coming out with, like Toys' version, whenever that comes out.
Oh yeah, they're David. Yeah.
Yep.
That we haven't heard nothing from in over a year. It's like,
yeah.
So excited.
Okay, let's talk about what has been recently released. First thing is Iron Factory EX63 Onihaizu, which is their Samurai Prowl. Again, I don't see much samurai-ness with this figure, and I think it looks fine for what it is.
I think I like the smokescreen better.
This kind of all blends together with the black and whites, doesn't it?
It does.
At least in this pose.
But what's funny about it is my wife liked that smokescreen. And she said, "Oh, are you getting it? You should get it."
Uh-oh. Did you tell her that she's helping your Legends
I told her
addiction?
I told her that she should buy it.
Have her get it for you for Christmas.
Yeah, she already told me she's not buying me any damn Transformers for Christmas. That's no fun. I know.
Next, we've got Dr. Wu's Inferno and the Gray Grapple and Inferno, which are very tiny. Honestly, part of me was thinking about getting those gray ones to go inside the containers that go with that TFC Nemesis Prime. But then I got something else that we'll talk about when we do our hauls, so stay tuned, to go inside those instead, and it saved me a ton of money. But these look fine for what they are. If they do come out with the black version, I will probably pick that up to go inside those containers. But I think the chances of that are kind of low.
I am passing on these as well. But I do hope they come out with black ones because I'd love to see you get them.
Yeah, I would. Next, we've got Magic Square's MS-B series Lord of War Combiner, and this is via Magic Cube on TFW 2005. This is very tune accurate, and I'm happy to everybody that likes it. I hate it. I hate those thighs. I hate the big random feet with no detailing. This looks, the whole waist piece has like no detail besides a few lines on it. This is totally not for me. But I'm happy to everybody like Bobby who will be picking this up because they're a Legends collector.
I'm happy for everybody that will be picking this up. That's not me. I think it looks good. Again, as I've stated, Bruticus is not my favorite combiner or in my top 3 combiners. So I would not be picking this guy up. And I don't know, it's something about what's I keep wanting to say whirl. What's the
Vortex?
Yes, Vortex.
Vortex.
That doesn't look right to me. It doesn't look like all the other ones look clean. It looks
You took the words out of my mouth. I was actually going to say that after you were done. It's the one that doesn't fit in with the rest. It looks like it's like transformed, like more like a like an actual. You get what I mean? It's hard to explain. It transforms more into the limb than the rest of them, I guess you can say.
Yeah, it doesn't look clean. For all,
and it could be mistransformed.
It could be. It really could be. But seeing all the others, they look very like all. And I know you hate this, but you see all the clean lines. You know, everything looks really smooth, and then you get to Vortex, and it's just stuff's all over.
It looks
the place.
half transformed.
Yeah. So that really looks bad, but it looks really good. It does look really good, but I'll be passing on this one.
I'm surprised you don't like Bruticus more. It seems right up your alley. Next, we've got this. So you added this. So you must know what the anime series Steel God Jaeg is, because this is not a Transformer, but you wanted to talk about this.
Honestly, I saw this and I said, this looks like something James would get.
It's funny you say that, because I think this is not new. I think this is a re-release, and I actually looked into it, because it does transform into this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle looking car, and it comes with the figure, 2 bazookas, 2 mock drills, a sword, 2 hands, 2 weapon holders, Knuckle Bomber hand, a Dino Getter comic, and then a comic for this figure as well. But then I saw the price. How much do you think this is? It is 7.7 inches tall.
$100?
$325.
Holy.
And that's why I didn't pick this up. After I looked at it and I saw the price, I'm like, I remember now. I did look at this because I'm like, it does look kind of cool. I can make my own. It looks like somebody, you know, a Unicronian, you know, guy. But then I saw $325 and I'm like, yeah, no, that's not happening. And I think I even watched a transformation video from like Mang Motion or somebody, and I'm like, that's actually really cool. And then I saw the price.
Maybe they moved the decimal over too many places.
If it was $32, I'd be picking this up in a heartbeat.
Wow. I did not expect that at all.
Agabus showed this off, so if it is a re-release or they found extra stock, I'm not sure. You could go get it on their site.
I looked at the head, and I was thinking this looks like a evil Wheeljack, like, you know.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like, oh, okay, you know, I'm playing this out in my head, and then I said, it looks like it's, you know, an evil Wheeljack or something like that, or, you know, something that came from Wheeljack. And I saw the fingers, which I really think the fingers look good. The yellow around the black, I thought that looks really, really cool. His gun looked amazing as well with the sight on it. The alt mode looked, you know, it looked cool. It looks like
a Cybertronian alt mode.
It looks
from like honestly 1984. It looks like if you told me this was Brawn or let's say Wheeljack but different colors, I could be like, yeah, that's his Cybertronian mode.
Yeah, I actually was thinking about picking this up, but again, I didn't know how much. I didn't look at the price. I just saw it. Okay. This won't be making it into my collection.
Me neither. Which is a shame because, like I said, I wouldn't mind picking this up if it was like $100 and making it some sort of Unicron, you know, 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse type of thing. But not at that price.
God.
I don't think I bought in a 7-inch figure for over $300.
I haven't.
And I don't plan to. What?
I don't think I have.
I'm sure you have.
7 inches?
Yeah. There's some Masterpiece figure or Fans Toys you had to pick up.
Not for 300.
All right, well, stay tuned while he goes and looks through his wallet.
I know, I'm thinking about it now. Like,
there has to be one that you picked up for a lot of money.
I think so.
All right, well, stay tuned for Bobby to be like, oh, yeah, it's that one. And we'll see you at the next news. Bobby, what should they do?
Go ahead and like the video, share the video, comment on the video. But most importantly, subscribe. Again, it really helps the channel out. It helps me put up with James for longer than I have to. So please continue to do this. It's therapy for me. Because I know I have you guys to talk to afterwards. But also click that bell so you get notifications of when I am dealing with James, and you guys can come on the ride with me to deal with James as well.
Bobby, I think you forgot to tell him to subscribe.
Really? That's what I just told him to do. This is why I need you to subscribe. This is exactly why. Come on and help me. Help me, help you, help me.
There you guys heard it, and you know, if you subscribe, I'll make sure to annoy him more as well.
Yeah, he's always trying to spend my money.
Oh,
Make
yeah,
me spend my money.
It's very easy to do. Very easy to do. All right, guys, we'll see you very soon.
All right. As always, till all debates are won. See you next time.